All right, we're live. It's time for the MineOSphere Sunday stream. Let's go full screen here and get things started. Silver Bishop, hey, welcome guys. Jico, Lolo, Silver Bishop, good to see you guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I don't know if Jico, you got a cold or something. Thanks to all that cycling, I got lungs of something, maybe steel. Lungs of steel. None more than a day. I see the cycling. So is cycling a day keeps the doctor away? Oof. That stinks, Chico. All that stress and probably all that stress over that that commission was running you ragged. Did you ever end up finishing that? You full strength Nicolette patches and 3 coffees. Cleanup duty, damn. The caffeine. 300 kilometers a month. Whew. That does seem like a lot. Man, it's hard for me to put in perspective since I haven't. Well, since I don't cycle, and I'm not 100% sure what a kilometer is in my mind. Don't have a mental reference for it, but it does seem like a lot. 1, 2, 3. We continue our. Hey, good morning, Deborah. Oh, losing air. That and 4 or 5 weeks of driving it. I haven't heard anything back since Thursday. Mastering is tomorrow. Oh, so what? You've been driving a lot? Helps I don't drink too. I don't drink either. Very rarely do I drink. I don't know. It just feels like I sleep better if I don't. I think that's one of the biggest reasons. Like maybe it was like social. If I went out more with like friends, I probably might, but a lot of times like I don't like drink at the end of the day just to. I do have some Hennessy that I'll occasionally sip on, but that's about it. Let's get this stuff done, baby. I finished draining major cavity in the front, and I'm working on, as you can tell, I'm working on finishing up the second major cavity in the back. So we need to get that stuff drained, especially if I'm going to want to use any sort of machines. I was using a bore earlier, and I'm not 100% sure how effective it is. I think I just need to make it bigger. The fact that I just set it up, I have to set it up 3 times to clear a layer, and that might be 1 time too many to make it worthwhile. Like I'd almost have to make it bigger. I mean, really, would be nice if I could make it just the entire excuse me, the entire length of it. Oh, driving around the country to meet some clients. 50,000 kilometers, goddamn. All over the place. 186 miles for American. And that's a month. Whew. Nice. You must have like whenever I see like cyclists, you can tell I've got like freaking ridiculous calves. True T-Rex physique with the gigantic legs. And, you know, relatively small arms, you know, in comparison to their legs. We are continuing to get to divide these things into basically 4 block cells, so the sponges will actually work with any sort of efficiency to drain the water here. This after, I think this is... Wait, there's more here. Oh yeah, we got that here. I think this is like the last like major thing of water that I need to get rid of. The rest should be a little easier, but still normal. I've seen some cyclists just like, what the hell? Like as big as their freaking heads, essentially. Yeah, you know, as wide as their heads, like just gigantic. Like, oh my god. Good morning, Tom. Alpha Sloth. Good morning, good morning. Good to see you. Welcome to the Sunday stream. Let's got Tom's stream last night as he tried to find ice. He went on a journey and then realized that what he was looking for was at home all along. It's very kind of poetic, you know? Where you like journey and then you realize, wait, it's within me. This case it was ice, and it was just in a shulker box that he forgot about, but it was still fun. Fun stream. Be sure to catch Tom out. Tom on his streams are always fun. Another super chill style stream. Alright, so let's continue to work on these. And these layers just kind of going up. I've made more of these than I'd like to think about. Right on. Enjoy. Hopefully work goes well. As peaceful as it can be. You never know with work, you know. It can always be good, bad, indifferent. Kind of like the chill days myself. Not a lot of problems, but yeah, honestly, my work hasn't been that stressful. I don't know, and I don't know if that's because I've like started caring a lot less about what other people think. I think that might be it. You know, a lot of problems are in the head. Or, you know, a lot of that stress. You know, it's because I'm getting older. I just, not as emotional. But I've been enjoying work so far. I love the glow squids. They're really cool. I'm glad they show up, you know? It's just like a nice, really pretty, like passive mob that kind of shows up. Especially like in these like darkened caves. You pop up to much better than those stupid slimes that keep getting in my damn way. Marty has decided to smash his keyboard repeatedly. Good to see you, Marty. I hope you're all right. I don't know what that is. Yeah, better get your tea checked. Exactly. My tea. I need to, what, smoke more cigarettes, drink more Coca-Cola. What else? Suntan, get some suntan my balls. Some red light therapy or something like that. Then maybe, you know, do a little bit of exercising or HGH, yeah. That other non-important stuff. Whatever it doesn't involve working. Now a father of Cthulhu. The cult of Marty and Sales. Canadian Coca-Cola, man. Exactly. That's good stuff's gonna be fire. Now that cocaine's legal. I'd actually find that hilarious if it like had medicinal use. I think it didn't used to be used for a lot of different things. Cocaine to like help people out, but I think it ended up getting banned. But I'm not sure whether it was like mood or depression or what. After, they figure out that, yeah, it's got kind of some addictive properties, but to be honest, if like being addictive was an issue, then like stuff like perks and stuff, they'd be banned as well. But no one seems to care about the whole like Oxycontin thing. The bear found some use. The bear. Used it for everything in Freud's day, yeah. Because yeah, that's been an issue with like a lot of stuff, like fentanyl and stuff, where it's like laced. Now people are getting it from China and stuff, and then killing themselves. Too expect Dr. Trigger to stay awake. The old... It didn't used to be called marching powder. They used to give it to the troops as well. Keep them going. A little cocaine. So that's a scary thought. Guys with like machine guns, like coked out. Seems like a fearsome, pretty fearsome fighting force there. Oh, I think I sealed off that. I need like a little like water cavity, air pocket here. It's still used by doctors. Exactly, still used by doctors to stay awake. Let me do a line. Hope they're not doing surgery. That was oh, okay. Ethamphetamines and speed. Hey, exactly. Hate it when they splice stuff in. Gotta get it tested first. You don't want like arsenic or some other like crap in that. In with your Coke. And continuing. Yeah, but openly. Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, a lot of them like kind of like a performance-enhancing drug. I think it was like Delicious Tacos was mentioned. Like a lot of people are been using the amphetamines or Adderall to kind of like stay focused and be productive. And so one of those things, like it's kind of like maybe a little ugly to discuss, but people are using it and having success with it. That's something to consider. Join the Coke room. Fentanyl is like 10 to 100 times as powerful as high-grade heroin. So unless you're a seasoned user or under a doctor's direct supervision, you're going to overdose, I see. So you have to be incredibly careful. That's always like, man. I'm always like nervous to use anything like that. It's almost like, if you were meant to, if your body was meant to go that long and hard, then it would do it. I don't know, maybe that's too simple of thinking. I just personally would not want to would not want to get in the habit of doing that because it seems like it's something that, like many wrestlers in the 80s found out that it doesn't lead to longevity. They blew up during their time, but they kind of like you burn fast and then burn out pretty quickly as well. That is pretty funny. Our hospital's advert's up for fence. Someone somewhere thought it was a warning, but it reads like an ad, X times stronger, super cheap. Here's the street names. It's like, all right. Like that old Norm Macdonald bit. It's like, what was it? It's like, you know, I used to like do acid back in the day, like, because they'd warn you, like, oh, you'd have like flashbacks, you'd start like tripping again. It's like, which sounded like a pretty good deal for me. You know, I like to get the most bang for my drug dollar. But, you know, it's been like 20 years and not a single flashback. Oh, my Sigma heroes use coke. Gotta be careful there. You don't want to end up with Sigma and coke. Exactly. Also Minecraft stream. It's turned to like an episode of Vice here. We follow around drug users and as they go to like some like I just happened to watch, I think it was like GHB. That's one of the wrestlers podcasts I listened to, William Regal was talking about it, like he got addicted to that. And apparently it used to be over counter at like called like Renutrient, over counter at like GNC, like, you know, like you could just get it as a supplement. And apparently it's like I think it's still just prescribed for it's a depressant essentially. It's still prescribed for narcolepsy every now and then. But essentially it's kind of like alcohol, or like it gets you like super drunk, you know, kind of like, because alcohol is a depressant as well, but it doesn't have like the same effects, like you don't get like the hangover or anything like that. You know, of course, back in the day, he had like some really messed up neck pain. Obviously, being a wrestler and wrestling really hard, especially during the earlier days of wrestling before it got like ridiculously popular, and you could get ridiculous salaries. You know, you got beat up pretty well, and you had to do a lot of them. You know, turn to some, you know, different things to sort of kill the pain off. They can keep going. So gotcha, Chinese smuggling cargo containers. I think I saw like this video of I don't know if it was Coke, but they were like smuggling it in like these really like realistic looking avocados. Like the center like seed was I think like Coke or some sort of drug in there that you know, they put on a test strip and it turned blue. My Skyrim chat is extremely wholesome. We never talk about sex, trafficking, kickboxer, drugs, ADHD, or those Danner women. That's good. That's good. Keep it on topic. What about Nick Fuentes? Did you discuss that, Alex? Are you staying on topic there? MDMA was sold in bars as a party drug up to like 1985 or whatever. Reagan legalized it. Oh yeah, the good old drug wars. Back in the day. Those are actually before my time. I haven't really like looked too much into that history, but the war on drugs didn't seem to win. We didn't seem to win that one. Talk about the three worlds, so less third world, huh? Don't talk about it. Got moon sugar. All right. Skyrim's own version of Coke. All right, there we go. Wait, as we finish our partitions. Wait, don't they have skooma? Isn't that another thing in Skyrim? Or am I thinking something else? That's like mushrooms, right? Skooma? I think I remember like some cat people talking about that in Skyrim. Oh no, I'm drowning. Moon beer, sugar beer video. I used to take ECA ephedra caffeine aspirin stack to get skinny. You used to get pure and defra over the counter. Was that, what is that stuff? Is it like just makes you really hyper, like makes you burn calories really fast? Ah, skooma is refined moon sugar. The skooma. I know it's all signaling. I wish they would stop worrying about how clean the fen is in the same breath as we're overpopulated. Let it solve itself. I just don't like... if I was living in a city, I just wouldn't want them on my sidewalks. That's the main problem. I see. Like, as long as they're die out of sight, it's okay. But, I guess in some ways you have to care about the people. You may just want to rearrange your sock drawer for no reason. That was Oblivion. Oh, Oblivion had the skooma. There was some weird, like, stuff, dieting pills back in the day. Even as Simisvex, they had good luck treating PTSD veterans before it was legalized. Oh, that's a shame. Like, I've heard, like, stuff like, what those mushrooms? I'm thinking of skooma. I can't think of, whatever those magic mushrooms are. Can't remember the name. Blanking on it right now. It was supposed to be pretty good for, treating PTSD, or, like, had some potential to treat PTSD. Whatever, I haven't listened to Joe Rogan recently, so I can't, it's not on the top of my head. Oh, psilocybin, there we go. Thank you. Jamie, pull that up. It's in Primatine tablets. You have to show your ID to buy it, because I guess you can make meth out. It's one of those things, like you can't buy like a truckload of it. You'll get the FBI called on you. I want to buy some truckload of fertilizer and a clock and some nails and these pipes. Ephedra is pseudo. Man, I don't know enough about drugs. Maybe I need to listen to more Vice videos. I feel like I'm out of my depth talking about drugs. I'm just too wholesome, you know? MDMA is just bad for the suicide Sunday that can follow. What the heck? What, do people want to off themselves afterwards? Some kid died in Fedra when he was training for the Marines. He was told to lose 20 pounds in a week or we get cut from the team. Damn. Which, I mean, like, telling someone to lose 20 pounds in a week seems like pretty shit thing to do. Like, I mean, like, you should just cut them at that point. Like, rather than telling them, like, yeah, lose 20 pounds in a week. That seems absurdly dangerous. No, that's what like a lot of those like dudes do cutting too, which is crazy, you know, for those fights. Oh, it was a baseball team. Oh, the Marlins. Sorry, I thought you said Marines. Excuse me. Put on 15 pounds in 5 days, so I assume you can also lose that fat. Holy shit. That also seems dangerous. Are you doing like a mukbang or something? Yeah, there's a lot of like, that does happen a lot in athletics. I don't know why you would tell someone to lose. That makes no sense to like, if you're like an athlete, you know, that requires, you know, some level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like stamina. I would like tell someone to lose all that weight that fast. Seems pretty dangerous. Let's see. Catch up on chat. Had me on edge for about 2 weeks after Alpha Sloth. Heard that's extreme, but man, it was close. Yeah, you're supposed to go down. Go down after MDMA. It can be brutal. Never had enough to have much worse than a bad hangover. Same effect as, long-term SSRI. That just means pseudoephedrine and epinephrine, aka adrenaline. This is the order of binding on the carbon in the molecule. They are like left hand, right hand. Huh. That's using your brain. Ice cream diet. Not around, but it was 14 pounds. Uh-oh. Sounds like a bad, sounds like a bad breakup. Like I had to get fat for a roll. I swear. It's kind of sad when like you see see him talk about like his weight gain and his weight loss, like Norm Macdonald's weight gain and weight loss. Used to joke about that, but like retrospect, when you realize he was fighting cancer, it's kind of like, oh, well, this is a lot sadder than it was at the time. Hope you check the not for kids part. Exactly. Goodness. Don't use drug, kids. You know, this is a warning. PSA. We need the G.I. Joe to show up. Yeah, kids, don't do drugs. They're bad. We need the really like shady looking guy. Like, whoa, kid, you want to be cool? You should try some of this marijuana. Like, don't do it, kids. It's real bad. That wasn't my Norm impression. It's pretty it's pretty messed up though. I don't know if those PSAs actually helped. Like we had Dare back in the day. I don't know if you guys did. But that was a big thing. That program was big back in when I was a kid. It's for Scared Straight. That stuff actually work, honestly. Like, man, you're gonna end up like me. You're in prison. I'd rather show like some dude like when I see like some of the guys on drugs that are less like, and I like met some of them in retail where like they're just some of like the most pathetic looking people you'd ever meet. Like to me, that will keep me off drugs. You know, if you have to resort to like stealing, petty theft, and like you're just like zonked out as you're just lying to people, like just straight up, you know, telling like lies that are like so obvious that not a single person believes you. Like that point, you know, I'm just like, man, no thanks. Like, you know, seeing like some of these like a fairly like pretty girl, and then like when she smiles, you see like all her teeth are brown. Just like, oh my god. It's like she looks pretty at a distance. Then like the closer you get, you realize, man, that's so sad. You know, she's pretty enough to have like a pretty decent life. You know, if she just stayed on the straight and narrow, but now like she just threw it away. There's always, you know, I got one actually. I think my partitions are done. That's where like kids and cops are singing. No. Some are good, some are bad. Ask your mom, ask your dad. That seems like something like the pharmaceutical company. Like, it's usually like drugs are bad, you know. We didn't have that. Some are good, some are bad. That seems like pro pharma propaganda. There was mad, yeah, Mother's Day drunk driving. Then I saw some damn drunks against mad brothers. It was amazing seeing like hearing some of those old timer stories about how like they go out the bar, they be drunk, they driving around, cop stops them, like, you know, like, hey, just take it easy and go home. I just kind of like give them a warning and then send them on their way. I'm like, holy smokes. Like that would never happen. Ever. And today. There's a lot of... How did I take off my pants? There we go. So sad. Why would you use that as an acronym? Students Against Drunk Driving. We're sad, bro. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. I don't know what song that's from. It does. The one thing I will say about drugs, it does seem to make people more creative. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but a lot of these guys did some pretty good work when they're on drugs. But like I said, they usually don't end up going living long enough to enjoy their success. So it doesn't seem like a good long-term strategy, in my opinion. You know, once you hit it big, you'd like to like maybe like live 30 or 40 years to kind of enjoy that success, all that money and fame. Oh, the brain on... Oh, I love that commercial. This is your brain on drugs. The fried egg. Any questions? Oh my goodness, who is this? Who is this? The myth, the man, the myth. The master of the Lego. Jack Napier. With his new laptop. He's hopped on the MineOSphere. That was like the newer one. They had like first the frying pan lady. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? Then they did a follow up where she's like smashing the whole thing. You know, she goes in like some like effeminate rage. See, this is what I hate about things. Like this is like because it's 5 wide. All of a sudden this shit doesn't work. So you gotta like it just fills right back in. It's so annoying. I hate how ineffective they've made sponges in this game. Exactly. Tom was just looking over his base right over there. I don't know if he's going to make a new base in the new spawn. Or not. Or he's just going to stay with his pyramid that he's got over there. He does have a pretty cool looking kind of like desert base. Very Egyptian. One of the things that's always funny when like I see like newer players play is they always, a lot of times they seem to do like very similar things. And I don't know what it is, but it's almost like Universal where they'll make like a large underground area. Like their mine, will incorporate their mine into like their base. And it'll like lead down into like a large strip mine. Or like even, sometimes not even a strip mine, it's just like completely clear. And like, I've seen like 4 or 5 people like do that when they start Minecraft, so it's seems like something that isn't. Yeah, let me just move my item sorter. Oh my god. That thing is a beast. That thing is an absolute beast. Good luck with that. Maybe you can use Lightmatica to copy paste it. But that's a lot of hoppers. A lot of hoppers. Oh, Baron Gaslight. Oh, is Baron Gaslight in the house? Did I miss him? Oh, hey, there he is. War of Nerds. Any clue from the Combine who the Bears pick? Oh, this is going to be their year. The Bears. We'll see. I haven't been paying attention to the football preseason. I think Tampa's going to suck. But we'll see. I'm hoping that Jacksonville can actually, like, they did pretty good this year. I'm hoping they can, you know, make a run. They look like they have potential. The quarterback, you know, seems pretty good. You know, is a little bit, like, risky, but, you know, he does have some, was it Trevor Lawrence? Am I blanking on that? But yeah, but he does have some good plays as well. Like, if he plays confidently, he can make some stuff happen. They did pretty well. I mean, like, they almost beat. Like, if they didn't fumble at the end, they had a chance. That last fumble in the playoffs cost them big time. But they could have gone further. The Bears picked Jalen Carter. They're getting a steal. Is he a quarterback? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. More clearing. The next oh no. Losing some. Let's put it up here. There we go. Slowly. He's starting to remember how to play QB. Think they're trade the first and try to fleece somebody for as much as they can. It may still get him. Oop. Gonna get this done here slowly. I had 2 stacks of sponges at one point. It's whittling down to almost like 1 stack, as I've like slowly just losing some as I go. Not sure how that happened, but it's hard. Sometimes, you know, they don't always. It's hard to recover them, and I've been kind of doing a little bit wild with how fast I've been going. Trying to go as fast as possible, but sometimes you end up losing some stuff in the process. These things don't always pop up back into your inventory when they fall. And the water will end up moving them somewhere into like some corner if you don't catch them. Then you can end up losing them pretty easy. Jalen just got arrested. Oh no, what did he do? Was it DV? Was he beating up some chick? I think I just saw like a video of like a former linebacker just like throwing his wife to the ground, or girlfriend that he has a kid with. Just like threw her down on like a flat screen TV, like fell on her. Dude ended up getting like 6 months for it, I think, too. In prison. Oh, involved in a car accident. Oh, that's not, but not the same guy that ended up like killing somebody, right? With his like crazy driving. Has Deshaun Watson been It is Deshaun Watson I'm thinking of, right? The dude, massage parlor guy. Getting a little bit too aggressive with the masseuses. It can be hard to keep up with the latest arrests in football for football players. Oh, a trainer died in that accident. Oh, damn. That sucks. But was he drunk driving? Or just like reckless driving is at fault? Man, that sucks. No doubt when it comes to chicks. That, to me, that whole thing, like, blows my mind. How bad you gotta be if it's you're NFL quarterback, you know. Getting some shouldn't be a problem. I don't know if he's going to be exonerated or not, or anyone's going to be willing to touch him. We shall see. All right, so that's clear. And we got to go back to the top here and redo it again. This clearing, sponging these areas is such a pain. I think I'd rather be digging, but this is going to be necessary prep work if we're ever going to use any bore. I'm thinking, like, with my tunnel bore, if I can get more stuff and expand it, then it might be the way to go. It can be worth, you know, the extra setup. He plays for the Browns? Oh, I see. He's already had his suspension. Was it because of the allegations? It's like it's the weird thing is, like, he hasn't been arrested, has he? Or charged with anything? No, he's not. Hasn't been found guilty of a crime, right? All right. Yeah. Seems kind of messed up, honestly. Like, to just be suspended and lose pay simply simply because of allegations is a little messed up, in my opinion. Let me kind of clear the top area here so I have a better look at what I'm dealing with. It's all civil cases. See, you want to talk about how chicks have screwed up male spaces. Like, this is exactly how they've done it. You know, they're so afraid of looking bad that they'll suspend somebody that hasn't even been charged with an actual crime. Simply because, like, they're making it look bad. Mm-hmm. That's how they do it. Just guilt trip people into into changing it. What's the difference with Zeke? Although, like, not even a civil case got filed there. That's the crazy part. Like, I don't know if, like, their players association, like, they don't have like any repercussions to say, like, hey, I know I've been accused of something, or, like, you know, police got called, and that's all they need to for you to lose, you know, thousands upon thousands of dollars. Like, they're so afraid of those cases that I guess that's what Ray Rice did to them, you know. After I think they acted a little slowly in that Ray Rice case, and then, you know, the video came out. I mean, if there's a video, I can kind of understand of you, you know, beating the crap out of your girlfriend. I can understand a suspension there. Because, you know, clearly there's something's wrong. There's a video of you doing illegal activities. I think, you know, you can be suspended for that, legal or not. But if it's just hearsay, my heart really breaks for him. That's true. I mean, I don't feel that bad, but I don't feel bad personally, but at the same time, it's more the principle of it. Gives all those stuff up to the commish. Godel, huh? Damn, Godel. Wonder how long has he been the commissioner for? As he seems like universally hated by most of the fans. Maybe it's just something that's commissioner's always going to be hated no matter what they do. Good old Godel. I mean, all that stuff's just like pandering, basically. This has nothing to do with whether it's right or wrong. It's just like, oh, how bad are we going to look if we don't do something? It's like better safe than sorry type of thing. It's probably the same thing with a lot of their COVID protocols, too. Which is crazy, man. Like, you ignore, like, the warning signs, so, like, your most valuable assets, just to make sure you're, well, that's actually probably more an issue with the cities and, like, the localities and a lot of places they play. Or, you know, they have to worry about, you know, sort of like the government coming down on them. He's a blame guy, I see. So he's kind of like the scapegoat that they can use. Let's go, Dell. Damn that commissioner. All right. Ooh, one last one. There we go. Another partition down. We're slowly going to work our way into this. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, I don't want to do that. All right, so that is drained properly. Now we'll move on. It's the last one, I hope. No, it's not. Second to last one. Yep. Second to last one, okay. Not too bad, not too bad. We're slowly getting it. Slowly getting it done. Just swim around and enjoy. Place it at the top and get this drained. All right. Then I usually go back and get these things because if you don't, then I have to like tower up and break them. And then I have to worry about losing them too. Like, you know, one of them fell to the bottom there. I wish this stuff would float. Or like some of the stuff will float back to the top, but like it goes down first. I know some really weird physics with their items in water. That's some meditation videos. I still believe they're getting very sleepy. That wouldn't be too bad. I don't know how that work into like with the gaming channel. Like gaming plus meditation videos. So it kind of works with Minecraft. I've seen some like more like chilled style videos. I have been thinking about like doing like more of like a long play type of video where I just, you know, like maybe a little similar to the stream, but you know, obviously I wouldn't be streaming. I'd just be talking directly to the people or whatever. Talking directly to the listener as I do stuff. And like focusing more on that aspect of it. Which I think would be fun. People might like that. Although I do think there is a lot of competition. Maybe not. Maybe that's the wrong way to think about it. It always seems like there's a huge demand for those style of videos. You know, like some people can only like make, you know, like 1 to 2 hour videos a week. It's only like so much time that they have in the day. And you know, if people are like listening, using it as background noise throughout their week, they could consume, you know, 40 hours of content a 40 hours of content a week. There can definitely be a voracious demand for that kind of stuff. I know I've been listening to like a lot of hours of Warhammer lore videos. And it's kind of cool because, I mean, some of the stuff's interesting and the other stuff, you know, it's just kind of like something in the background. It's going to be cool. Kind of keep your mind occupied. Like, interesting enough to keep your mind occupied, but like not interested enough to distract you. I find telling that coach... Let's see. I find telling the coach after Erudite stream... Find it telling it... Find it telling that coach after the Erudite stream posted that debate is dead after his... Oh yeah, he made the debate is dead thing after that Substack. Oh yeah, it kind of is dead. Well... I guess so. I'm trying to think like if there'd be a way to have like a rational debate with, you know, people from sort of different viewpoints. I think it's pretty hard. Because if they want to just, you know, argue about morality, that's going to be a little bit tough to do that. You know, if you want to debate, you know, sort of like rationality or like, you know, like kind of like amoral problem solving. It's just not, there's just not going to be a way to argue with like, well, that's bad. You know, if that's their argument, then there's not much to argue with. Like, you should want to sacrifice yourself because it's the right thing to do. You're a cult leader. Damn it. I hate when I'm outed as the cult leader. It's almost like you kind of like have to put, for like arguments, you have to like kind of put morality in like the back. Like, it's not that it isn't important, but if you're trying to, you know, actually convince someone that doesn't share your morality, you know, why it's a good thing to adopt it, you kind of have to put that to the side and actually, you know, kind of make a secular case for why it's a good thing. Yeah, that is the other thing. Like, when you're arguing, people like, that's why like I'm kind of, I don't know if like debate destiny. I know people always like the Rolo. I don't know. Tom said there's sometimes can be pretty entertaining, but like, I mean, when you have people that like do that, you know, that's what their thing is. I don't know. Like, it's gonna be entertaining, but I don't know if it actually like ends up being super informative. I mean, the main thing is like, does it work? Is it going to help people, you know? And like, if it's like just philosophical, like right and wrong, like abstracts, you know, more towards like a social level, like, I don't know if that really fits in with the red pill. There's a lot of it seems like way more personal, you know? Even like the stuff with, they talk about, you know, like sort of like society in general and like how it can be like be preferential to females. You know, it doesn't really, knowing it might help you, you know, act, kind of free you up to act in by your own accord, and but beyond it, you know, it doesn't, like, you know, going like the MRA thing and like trying to change society might ultimately be a futile endeavor, and probably is a futile endeavor. Now we'll light it up. Rereading. I haven't read Practical Female Psychology. I might have to give it a read sometime. I've been trying to think of like some audiobooks to listen to. And that might be one to listen to sometime. Gotta dedicate a week while I'm at work to putting that on. Because I have been kind of struggling to find like some interesting things to read. But that tends to be like some like those audiobooks tend to be a little heavier. So it's a little harder to kind of, it's almost like you don't want to skip over too much, you know, miss too much, you know, while you're working and, you know, doing your job, trying to also like kind of like incorporate new concepts into your mind can be a little bit straining, and you don't always get you always don't always get the best of both. It's almost like either like your work will suffer a little bit, or your listening comprehension will suffer a bit. Total War keeps crashing on PC. I've never played it. Found the other chicks he had on. They're way less hostile and more interesting. I'm trying to think of who the other people he's had. I know he's had Allie, which, you know, it's like they kind of agree with each other, so it's pretty much so. It's a pretty friendly stream. I'm trying to think of the other women he's had. There's a few, yeah. That seemed like one of the I don't want to say hostile, but, you know, it's like, yeah, exactly, more argumentative, like less helpful debates. But, you know, you gotta like try new things, so. It's not all of them are gonna work out. Put these sponges down, baby. Drain the water, drain the water. Will soon be done. If a chick doesn't want to have a good time, it's a red flag. Exactly. Eject. It's just weird, like, how, like, unpleasant some of them seem. Maybe it isn't weird nowadays, but to me, being pleasant is kind of like a must for a woman. Like, she can still, like, you know, be a little bit feisty, but overall, pleasant. I like when they're pleasant. All right. Almost. One more to go after this. One more thing, and then I can move on to straight up mining. Been doing more mining in Minecraft than I want to for a long time. I have to trying to think of what I want to do after this. I think I'll just try and keep mining, and then once I get to the bedrock or deep slate layer, I don't know if I want to go out, get more ancient debris so I can make a larger bore and do that with the materials, or just use what I have and finish it up. Only thing I don't like about the bore is that it makes the ground really uneven since you're using TNT. And that, you know, requires a little bit of cleanup. Like you're almost like running the bore through like a very, what do I want to say? Like a very uneven area. So like half the blocks are gone when you run it through a second time. It seems a little inefficient, but maybe it's still for the best. Another song. I wouldn't want to spend, yeah, guy that doesn't want to have a good time. Exactly. This is probably a more common thing with women, though, because there's other reasons you want them around. Rather than companionship. You know, with a guy, obviously. If you don't share any interests or, you know, don't have the same, you know, any of the same sort of common things, then you just naturally don't attract to each other. Boom. Ooh, all right. Yeah, this is a big one. Definitely long. Gonna take it's gonna take a while to get this done. Oh. Like how my guy just like flies up. I wonder if I should take my elytra off. That kind of causes a little bit of disturbance. Oh no, gravel. That was my first death on the MineOSphere. Falling gravel into lava. I still remember it because it was such a weird thing. I'm like, oh no, why didn't I think about that? I was standing on gravel while I like dug out some gravel. I was like, oh no. In retrospect, it was such a dumb move. But, you know, at the time when I wasn't even thinking about it. All right, 5 more sponges here. This has been my life for, my Minecraft life for the past month. Actually, probably 2 months. Is doing stuff like this. Which, I mean, not bad as like a background thing, but in terms of content creation, it's like, dang, I want to do something a little different. Or like have something to show for it. But it all takes time. Let's see. Their entire worldview is the sky is falling, and they're the only one who cares. Can't be pleasant. That's become like the sort of internet thing, though. That's one of the downsides like stuff like YouTube, social media, where it's always like that kind of that panic, or everything that tends to get more views. I've always, lately, for some reason, like I think YouTube changed up its recommendation algorithm, and that recommendation's just been completely awful. But one thing that keeps showing up that always entertains me is like these so obviously fake thumbnails that it's like animals, like this tiger regrets, messing with the wrong animal. And it's like, some like giant alligator eating it. Like it's like, but it's like so fake and obviously Photoshop. Like I'm sure people like click on it. It's like such clickbait. I always find it. There's always something like entertaining about it for some reason. Oh, Jack's off. Goodbye, Jack. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's always the drama that gets pushed up. No, it becomes like a race to the bottom. Doomsday, that's actually one of the things I've been thinking about. Like, I'm surprised there's no like masculine like doomsday cult that wants to like bring about World War III. Because I mean, in my opinion, like if you really wanted to save masculinity, or like you want to return to masculinity, World War III would be the best way to do it. Like mass drafts, guys going to war, hardening up with, war, people actually appreciating, what men offer in like a dangerous and uncertain world. I haven't seen much of that. Like if you actually did want to bring back, masculinity to the way it was, you would need another world war. I guess no one wants to go that far. Most of them seem like anti-war, which I suppose is usually best for men, since they be the ones fighting and dying. Mm-hmm. Selective service. I've seen that, yeah. Thankfully, I think most people aren't dumb enough to fall for it, but would be interesting. I mean, if they join NATO, that's the thing. Like, if Ukraine joins NATO, is Russia going to stop? Or is, America going to move in troops? Though, honestly, with the progress Russia's been making so far, I really don't know if we'll need to draft people. Post-millennial, I think they're more of a right-wing news org. I mean, most of the deepfake videos I've seen are just been like U.S. presidents, play Minecraft. I mean, the thing with like the deepfake videos, I think like if anybody's going to use those to start a war, it's going to unfortunately be our government, or like a government that does it. Like, I don't see like a rogue organization using it to try and like fake starting a war. It would be like the government, or the government using like that maybe as like some sort of like the Benghazi video. And some cover like, oh yeah, it was them. That's the reason, this happened. You know, let's throw that guy in prison. It totally wasn't us. Totally wasn't us or, you know, one of our agencies starting it. So I'm not, I mean, in some ways I'm worried about deepfakes, but I'm not like worried about it for a reason like some like rogue organizations doing it. It'll clearly be our government, our actual like government using them as some like flimsy pretext to invade somewhere. It'd be interesting, like, if they got good enough, like, even, like, not deep faking presidents, but, like, you know, deep faking tragedies, like chemical weapons. There's always been, like, a conspiracy theory on that, you know, or, like, the white hats coming in and, like, oh, no, these children have been attacked by chemical weapons. Let's invade Syria. Okay, so it's gonna be a little hard to do. It's just like, the thing is, like, it's just too easy to... It's too easy to confirm, you know? Like, you can unconfirm or, you know... People don't trust... I don't think I have enough trust in videos anymore. But, you know, if like somebody with authority, which I guess the government does have authority and trust to some extent, but, you know, they were to use that, make a fake video and then use that saying it is true, then, you know, something could be done. And then, you know, just later they're like, oh, oops, you know, it was we found out it was fake. Like, I don't think they'd ever, like, go to war over a fake video. You know, that they didn't confirm themselves. I think it gets really dangerous when you combine the authority of, like, the U.S. government along with their potential to actually, like, fake a pretense. And then use it to invade, to get, like, public support. It'll be interesting to see if, like, any of, like, political ads this, maybe that might be illegal, so they may not, but, like, some, like, PAC tries to use, like, a deep fake on, like, political opponents. Or, like, use it as, like, a dramatization, and it's, like, Biden, like, trying to, like, draft people. You know, that selective service video. Playing that, like, this is the future Biden wants. It's like men dying in Ukraine. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've been... It's not something they haven't done already. Which is why I think it's the most likely scenario. I just have, you know, they can just do it more efficiently. AI is really interesting, though. You just make up, like, mediocre content. And, like, chat to people. I'm just hoping, like, it gets good enough to where it could, like, be like a virtual assistant. Like an actual virtual assistant. Like Siri's... Like, I've tried to use Siri before, and it's incredibly frustrating and dumb. It's something, you know, that can actually, like, learn and understand, like, what you want. Like, hey, order me some white monster. And it's like, all right, sure. There's, like, you know, what do I have in my bank account, you know? Like, you know, budget this out for me, and it can, you know, make a budget and, like, you know, kind of do tasks like that. It could be a really cool product, you know, or like, you know, remind me in 2 weeks to do this, or like when I'm at the store, remind me to pick this up. And if you can understand commands like that and then store them and like tell you, that'd be awesome. Like, it's as stupid as it sounds. Like, I don't know if you ever watched Mega Man Battle Network, but I almost kind of think of that, except, you know, without, you know, them fighting each other in some sort of virtual world. But it would be very cool to have like a digital assistant like that, or, you know, like a Jarvis, you know, and like Iron Man, without, you know, being sarcastic. Like, yes, sir, I shall do that. I'd rather hire a proper secretary. Yeah, but those cost money. And you can't chase them around the desk anymore. Wonder if I can make thumbnails for me too. It can make me a thumbnail for my videos. You know, it's kind of like, have it do some grunt work for me. I can finally become the idea man that I always wanted to be. None of the hard work. I just have ideas. Really, I'm really smart and have ideas. All right. Program an AI to actually do this for me. Be the fall of mankind. Laziness and grift. Is that what you mean by instead of greed? Not some morality nonsense. Too lazy. I wonder how, like, I don't know if you've ever seen Wall-E, where like everyone just leaves the planet and they're like super fat. Wonder how realistic of a future that is. Something about it like rung true. Like, we just can't be bothered. I think it's streaming elements I can do that. Thumbnails. Yeah, I mean, they do make some, but I haven't found them like that good. I think it could be useful to like give you like a general AI, could like give you like a general outline, like, and then you can kind of like work from there. That might have some use. Like, I don't think it can ever do like 100%, you know, like new work. And there's like, I've seen like some like the AI like VTubers. There is one that like called MineOSphere that I've watched, and you know, it's kind of like, it's fun, but it's like, it's not like a, it's more like an oddity, you know. You kind of laugh at like kind of the fun is like kind of like the unpredictability and kind of the where it's like close enough to kind of seem real, but it's not a. But it's not quite there. And then, you know, kind of like the fun that comes from seeing how absurd it can be. Well, like, once that kind of goes away, I don't know if there's, you know, much longevity to it. Like, there's no, like, real connection. It's more of a social aspect of it. Sorry. Had to yawn a bit. Water. A zomboid run, huh? How many days? What's been your longest that you've survived? Have you made it to the 1,000-day mark? Kind of wonder if that like 1,000-day stuff's kind of like hardcore Minecraft, where it's like you can do it, but it's usually ends up being like kind of dull. You got to play pretty safe if you want to successfully do it. All right, is there any... I think I might be done. I think I might be done with it. The water is gone. Oh, no, there's more over here. Oh, Lord. It's never ending. This is the end. This is the last of it, though. And it's kind of a smaller one. And we gotta count this out. I'm about to get more stone, though. And drain this out. Not 1,000 days, but 105. It can be pretty hard to survive in Zomboid, because all it takes is like one bad interaction, you're done. You're infected and you're dead. And like if you actually like want to go out and do stuff, like find things, then you kind of have to put yourself at risk. So they're just kind of almost like a trade-off between enjoying yourself and survival. I guess that's kind of like real life in a way. Get this down. Oh. Sponges must go. Trying to think how many sponges I started with. I think I've lost a few so far. Fly over. Move to the farm with the well far away from any population centers. All right. Yeah, kind of like go in that way. That direction. Oh no. Oof. We fell. That's not good. I'm just trying to farm up some stuff to make my wall. How do I lose the sponges? It's like they'll fall off when I break them, and they'll end up going somewhere and I don't remember to pick them up. Usually carried off by water to some corner. And then if you're not very if I'm not astute about picking them up, which I mean like after a while of doing it, I kind of zone out. It's a lot of like repeating the same stuff over and over again. You end up losing them. Must collect. Pull up our inventory here. And clear the stuff at the same time. With wall material. Ah, nice lazy stream, man. What I like. Very lazy. Perfect for a Sunday. A day of rest. I sometimes wonder if, like, we went back to stuff being mostly closed on Sunday, whether it would improve society or not. If there was, like, a day that's, like, almost, you know, like holidays are now, where, like, some stuff is open, but it's usually, like, you get paid extra. You know, it's open, like, even, like, less hours, and people just kind of stay home and relax, you know. Streets aren't as populated. You know, having that once a week would make things a little better. I've always kind of respected Chick-fil-A's being closed on Sundays. I think that actually is kind of nice and, like, actually useful for staffing purposes. When you all have, like, since it's, you know, usually a 40-hour workday, but you have one day that's completely off for everybody. You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about giving, like, you know, managing days off for those people. At least one day is, like, taken care of. Or, like, you know, even, like, with, like, both households working, if there was, like, one day both people were off, you know, if that would help. No, they definitely have a fit. That might be one of the stores you kind of, like, have to leave open on the weekends. You know, people's pump break. They need to replace it. You know, it's kind of like an emergency thing. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Stuff comes off. Yeah, stuff happens while you're gone. It makes it harder. Harder to deal with. No, it's like retail. It's not that way, though. Usually, like, customers are going to be your main issue. So if they don't show up, or if you're closed, stuff doesn't happen. But it all depends. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff that needs to be open 24/7, fortunately. But most stuff wasn't open. Nothing would happen. There we go. Let's get some stone in here. Like, this might be small enough that I don't need to... Well, this part I need to partition. But some of these crack areas I may not have to. If they're small enough, you know, vertically. But you never know. I'd rather just do it and then not have to deal with that frustration. Go. Need to move the beacons down too. Must be at like the bottom range of this beacon. Or conduit. The way it keeps showing up is kind of weird. Shows on and off is kind of weird. Some stone here. Fill this up. Slowly fill this in. When you're in conduit range, it sometimes makes those weird, like, sounds. Kind of spooky. Like, you know, like the, kind of like creaking moans. Partition almost done. I think, like I said, I think one more partition and that'll be good for this. That'll be this back cavity filled. And then I'll just be free to fall down these holes as I mine. It's happened several times already. I'm just mining and all of a sudden, oh, there's a giant space. I guess I don't have to mine it. But in a way, like, working around it is almost more time consuming, at least when you're insta mining, than actually mining through the stuff. Kind of bizarre. So I don't know if it actually saves you time or not to have like these large abscesses in the world. Need to get air. There we go. One thing that's weird about the conduit is it doesn't actually refresh your air. It just stops you from losing breath. So you still have to refresh it every now and then. Ah. I built so many of these walls. I occasionally like have to like change it up just to I don't know if this is the most effective, but I have to like change it up to just to kind of keep it interesting every now and then. Do something different. It's kind of funny. Like sometimes it's not the most effective way, but it's like, I want to do it differently. You just go crazy if you just do the same thing like over and over for several hours. Sometimes I'll build them like this. I'll do like slowly pillar up instead of going like straight up and down to fill it. I'm trying to fill them from the side like this. I will occasionally put something right here. It's like block on the side. Which isn't the end of the world, but messes up the sort of uniformness of it, which kind of irks me a bit. All right, so like in here, the sponges can easily fill. Gotta get rid of this water. Even right here, it kind of wants to refill. Blow in. I think completely filled back up. What the heck? What I'm talking about with sponges, man. So annoying. They're just too good at redoing their source. Becoming source blocks again. If I actually put in the partition, sponge actually does drain it fairly well. I just wish there was like a super sponge, man, that like do like a 16 by 16 area. So I didn't have to do as much prep work to use them. But alas, it is what it is. So we continue to block off water to prevent the creation of more source blocks. There we go. Ah, darn it. That went on price. Like, look, that thing didn't even... It didn't remove any water. Or at least, like, you know, permanently. This cavity is too big as well. That's water's gone. Oh, what's the water up here? Oh, it's flowing, I see. I realize there is a cavity here. Like a long type of spaghetti cave. Luckily it's small enough that you can easily remove all of it. These, thankfully, don't require any prep work. Oh. Gotta move around a little bit. Make sure I don't get too stiff. Especially my neck, for some reason. Always seems to get stiff. I guess because I'm like trying to keep the same distance from my mic as I normally do, and that kind of causes me to stay put. Adjust this mic a little bit. Oh yeah, this leads to there. We're gonna drain that out eventually. And this is just flowing from the... Well, actually, this isn't. Gonna drain it out. Drain it out. Create another partition. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are quickly done. And they use nowhere near as many sponges. Oh, there we go. I'll drain it out. There we go. Done. Dang, I'm out of torches. Let's see. 1. Oh, here's a torch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count it out. Fill it up to the yeah. I can get numb a little bit too. Luckily, it's not my legs. It's usually my arms. Or my, it's actually usually my arms. I'll sometimes get numb if I, have my hands kind of positioned a little awkwardly on the, Hey, Jack. What's up, man? Saw you on here earlier. What were you up to? What were you up to on the, MineOSphere? Right now I'm here just digging, clearing out water for my gigantic base project. See, when I lose my torches, I have like 0 vision. Makes it very dark. I'll need to get some more torches. And also have, let's see. We'll dig into my chest. Oh, did I get rid of the frog lights? Darn it. I don't want to use my shroom lights. Oh, the palace. Nice. I always have wood on me. I gotta practice what I preach. That's not my exploration chest. Oh, here we go. It's actually right, I didn't want to place that there. Planks. Oh, sticks. And then coal. I think 16 sticks is just the correct amount to get, yep, the full stack. 64. I actually took some time and like labeled these. Like I got exploration, I got food. I didn't rename this. This is just backup tools, fireworks, armor. Got my extra elytra here. Did come out with like a video about like 5 things I always carry on me while I'm always exploring. And this was one of the things. Wood's always something I do carry on me. I like to carry coal on me too a lot of times, because torches are needed. You always need some torches to light stuff up. The palace. I don't know if you You may have watched Ryan's videos, but a lot of guys are moving to the to that new spawn area. Or so I don't think you participated in the underwater base contest. Building underwater is a pain in the ass, by the way. I did not realize, since I've never done it, I did not realize what a pain in the ass it was, but I've come to realize it. At least trying to do a mega build underwater and moving out, like removing thousands upon thousands of blocks is a pain in the ass. I might have done something differently if I had realized what an undertaking it was going to be. And I heard you got a new laptop. Is that mostly for work? Or like you also wanted to like do some gaming, streaming on that? So I managed to lose again. I've lost some sponges. Ah, here we go. 13. I think that's what I was at before. You must fly. No. Ender chest, get out of my inventory. Woo. Soar above the clouds here. Oh no. You'd spilled some coffee on it. Yikes. One of those hazards, work-related hazards of having the truth mug. Oh, awesome. And hopefully, you know, a little bit nicer to work with. A little bit faster. I was actually thinking of getting a newer computer at some point because when I'm editing videos, it can take a long time. Like some stuff, like when you're loading a large, like 2-hour file, scrubbing through, it can take a while. So I'm kind of like wondering, like, yeah, so it's always like kills your flow too. When you're in a rhythm, you have to like wait like half a minute for it to finish loading. And it kind of gets you out of that like workflow. And I end up, you know, like alt-tabbing to something else. It's like, shoot. Might be more effective if I did get something. Something quicker to prevent that from happening. But I don't know. It hasn't been enough of a need that I need to do that. Because obviously setting up a new computer is also a hassle too, because you gotta like worry about your files and does it work, you know, especially when we ordered online. There's always that chance that that something goes wrong in shipping. Of course, you know, with laptops, you don't have to worry about it. I've actually been, that's all another thing to consider if I want a laptop or not. Because I could obviously, like, move that around. Like, if I want to record something, I could, you know, find quieter spots to do it. And do it on the road. There's always things to consider. OBS. See, I haven't had that much problem with OBS. I don't know. One of the things that is an issue is like every time I update Windows, it like Windows defaults back to like the old audio device. Like I have a UBS audio device. And every time it does a new update, it like goes back to like the default soundboard. So I have to like remember to readjust all of those settings in OBS so it doesn't mess me up. Yeah, I just picked up from the store. I mean, that's good if you got like a nice store that you can, like, you know, gives you those options. You have what you want. Like when I've had to build computers, you know, build my stuff that I've, you know, had to go online to do that. You know, get all the parts that you want, or, you know, at the cheapest prices. But you do have to worry about, you know, something happening in shipping. And of course you don't know, like, if there's going to be issue until like after you've assembled it. Then you have to find out, you know, whether your RAM works or not, or something's happened with the motherboard. There's a lot to OBS that you can do that I haven't bothered to go into. Like, as long as I can do the basics of like recording and streaming with it. I need to I got a Stream Deck as a gift, and I haven't really figured out how to implement it. Because, I mean, you could do like transitions or, you know, sounds, different things like that. All the fans, but mic volume's a mystery. Why don't my settings from last week still work? That is strange. Like, is your Windows updating in that time? Like, maybe it's like resetting some like your default audio device. Or that, or like, you know, Windows is like trying to like its own audio settings are like messing up with, conflicting with OBS's audio settings. Like, it used to be like, more like if you did Discord, like my volume would change. Since Discord was trying to take over my audio settings. Or like overriding my other audio settings. With its own, like, you know, sound boosts and like noise gate. This type of thing. There is definitely a bit of voodoo involved in that stuff. Sometimes, you don't know, you just do stuff until it works right. You're not 100% sure, like, which one it was, but as long as it works. That's actually one of the funny things, like in 40K. They believe in, like, something called the machine spirit. Which, like, and, like, you know, they'll, like, burn incense and stuff, and like say prayers to like placate the machine spirit, make sure it's, you know, like happy. And that's always kind of a funny thing for, like, you know, mechanic people that are like big into machines to be doing that. Like a semi-religious like connotation to get this stuff to work, even though it's like a machine gun. But that's how it feels sometimes to work with computers. Of course, you know, in like 40K, it's kind of the theory is like, even though they banned AIs, a lot of these machines, like ships and stuff, still use AIs. They're just not quite aware of it, that they do. Or it's not like obvious. So like they're confusing like the AI for a machine spirit. Slowly using. Actually, I should do this. I should get this stuff done first. Where's my partition material? 1, 2, 3, 4. Build the wall. I wonder if that's going to be... That doesn't seem like it's going to be a big thing. Well, maybe it will be once 2024 rolls around again. Immigration seems like it's taking a back seat. For like crime and other social issues. We'll see. Turn knobs, push buttons until magic happens, exactly. It's kind of like an art form. You just kind of like have to find that sweet spot. You know, it works because I mean, like, people's voices are different, instruments are different. You know, just finding what like sounds pleasing to the human ear. Oh goodness! I just unleashed a trap here. Ravel. That works out in my favor though. Fills it for me. Mm-hmm. All right. More and more and more. There we go. Remove that. Only got one sponge left. 2, 3, 4. Kind of wish there was an easier way to dry the sponges, but seems like going to the nether is the easiest one. I could use a furnace, but that honestly it takes too long. Just not effective. Oh, did I lose a sponge at some point? Thought I had 13. Losing sponges. It's probably actually over here. Where was I draining here? Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. There we go. Sponge recovered. Oh, I thought that was the exit. Perfect. Perfect flying right there. Ah. Some nice water. Gotta stay hydrated. Especially while I'm talking. Ah. Turn knobs, push button. Magic. Seems like a lot of artistic endeavors, it's kind of like trial and error. Kind of like tweak things until it looks just right. Catches the eye. Or the ear, or, you know, whatever. Nah. I think this should be enough to finish the drainage. Yeah, exactly. You got to do it with enough confidence so people are like, "Oh wow, this guy knows what he's doing, man." He's got it right. I don't know what it is, but you've got that unmistakable quality, that ephemeral quality. Raining. Rain all this water out. There we go. There's always these like small little things that just flow down. Small little source blocks. I'm going to use a sponge for that. It's always hard to tell what's flowing water and what is an actual source block. There we go. That over here. We'll finish draining this one. Whoa. Link's Awakening. Oh, do you plan it on the Switch? I know they just released, not too long ago, they released the Game Boy games. Feel retarded. They don't always give you like the best sense on where to go. The game's kind of old school. Or are you playing the remastered version? I always like the I like the art style they went with that the newer Link's Awakening. That like clayish kind of looking stuff. I haven't played it since the early days of Game Boy. I always found that was a really interesting Zelda game, like, you know, with like the random 2D stuff. The jumping with Rock's Feather. That had a lot of cool, you know, like an overall pretty interesting story. Like characters. Yeah, some of the puzzles are how many animals killed today? None. Surprisingly, I haven't killed any animals. It's been a fairly, and that's, you know, when I'm in the mine, I don't have as much opportunities for killing things as I'd like. Oh God. Zelda 2 was such a pain in the ass game. The RPG element was kind of cool, but Man, that was the boss. Some like the later stages of bosses were such a pain in the ass. Also, like the shadow fight was kind of such a weird one. Feels like I'm just like spamming stuff like jump attack, crouch, crouch. A crouch attack, just like flailing like a madman. All right, that's drained. Oh man, am I done? Done with this stuff? Looks like I am. All right. Now I can get back to digging constantly. It's at the point where like I have to be careful like how I move my wrist too much. I'm just doing it so much. I don't want to like give myself like tinnitus. Like eventually like just holding the mouse one down starts to hurt my hand. Slowly. Gotta shave all this stuff off. No, more water. Oh, tinnitus. Never mind. What's the tendonitis? What's the one for your wrists? Carpal tunnel. Tendonitis. That was like a tendonitis. It's still, they sound similar. Alright. Slowly get it down. Let's see, right now I'm on Y19. We're going to Y -13. This is the bottom area of where I need to clear out. So that's how much we have to go in this digging project. So still quite a ways to go. It's pretty good, like, square side, too. I wonder how... that's the thing. I wonder if I should use the tunnel bore to expand. It just expanded enough that you know, setting it up twice would be enough to clear the whole, because I think if I did it enough to make it one time, I'm not sure if it would work. Like, if I can load, if enough chunks would be loaded. Because the thing is, like, if it's too far away and it's essentially what is lazy chunks, then the minecarts won't be loaded. The minecarts are what Minecarts on these pressure rails are what activate the TNT used for the launcher, so that would cause it to basically just not work. That might be more effective than doing it by hand. Probably less stressful on my hands as well, since you just occasionally click a note block. That's about it. Well, might be the key. But let's see. Throw you guys out. No. Have sticks in you. We move to my log supply here. We need sticks for our Lightomatica. Oop. Not the one I wanted to hit. There we go. Alright, so if we were to load a schematic placement, churn, let's see. Funds are returning. No, that's a different one. Let's see. We'll turn that one off. So got that. Oop. Schematic placement. I don't need that's actually pretty good where it's at. I just need to move it down. Oop. Up a few. There we go. All right, so this is 7 wide. And if I go here, select that one, move this over. This is actually going the opposite direction. That's fine. In terms of figuring out the width, that'll be A-okay. I guess that'd be like here, around here. I'm gonna use all my mods here. That's easily more than half. I think I really just need to take it 4 more, like 11. 11 I think would easily make it wide enough. To do it, to take care of this twice. Right now it's 7. So, darn it, getting my keys mixed up. Alright, so if I had, let me look at my bore circle box here. I would need 33 ancient debris to make it 11 units. And then some more, and the minecarts are easy. It's ancient debris that's hard to come by. Which means I would need, let's see, what, 5 more? What am I building the cave for? It's going to be a mega build. Like I have the, let's see. Let me load this up. I haven't shown this in a while. I've actually been here in a while. This is the mega build. It's not really... I haven't completed the design yet. No, but this is the giant snapping turtle base that I'm planning to build underwater. And essentially, like this line right here is the top of the water level. So all of this is going to be underground. So that's why I need to clear out this space so I could build this gigantic mega base that's shaped like a snapping turtle. So right now the cave is just the cave's essentially just my way of clearing it out. You had to put this roof on top of it so water wouldn't flow down, because these TNT cannons are essentially blocked by water. Like, they won't explode in water. It'll move the live TNT and potentially blow stuff up. So that kind of stuff wouldn't work with it. And it looks like, you know, with these bores, I can remove like 4 layers of TNT at a time. It's actually technically more, but the stuff that it blows up underneath the TNT isn't like, it's not consistent enough to reliably remove those. So you kind of have to go through it. It's really realistically only 4 at a time. That may be the plan for the rest of this stuff, because I do need to do it once I get down to the deep slate layer. I'm definitely gonna have to use bores. Like, there's no way in heck that it's faster. The only downside, I guess, is that I don't want to blow up. That actually may be one of the things. I don't want to blow up these geodes. And I've got this one here. Well, there's one here, but that I'm not too worried about that. There's one there. That stuff I'll probably clear manually. But, you know, it's a small amount. So, like, but like, maybe I just blow this one up since I've got 2 over there. I probably don't need a third. I think there is actually a 4th geode over here somewhere. Can't remember. Let me see. Maybe that's it for the geode. So maybe I just blow that one up. I don't worry about it. Blow this geode up. I still got that one and that one right there. As that I can use for crystal farming. Actually, keep it all lit up. It just becomes more annoying than anything if I don't keep it lit. Get random zombies coming to attack me. Like, this is a geode, right? Yeah. Got a geode there, so we can just clear that out manually and then worry about the other stuff. We'll just kill it. You know, we'll just blow it up. And just use the bores to accomplish that. But yeah, 11 would definitely, because that would be 11 modules of this, would definitely be enough to clear it in 2 tries. Alright, guys. I'm going to end it here. Thanks for joining me. For another mining this cave stream. Very exciting. But, you know, it's chill. Good conversation. And it's, that's like kind of what the stream's all about anyway. So, hope you enjoyed it. And I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.